We're back with another episode of Good News on WCCO. Let's dive right in. Weaving through fans, carrying hot dogs and beer, the St. Paul Saints employee ran a marathon inside CHS. Ashley Graham shows us the unique one-man race that's benefiting a good cause.
We are ready to get underway.
On a sunny afternoon in St. Paul, the announcers turned their attention away from America's pastime.
And today is marathon number 100.
As Seigo Masabushi ran around and around the concourse of CHS Field. You heard that right, 84 laps, which is 26.2 miles. The run marking Seigo's 100th marathon and his third at CHS Field. Usually Seigo is on the mic singing to the crowd during a game, but this weekend he's entertaining in a different way.
We love Seigo! Who doesn't love Seigo? And who runs 100 marathons?
Fans cheering him on at every bend around the ballpark while the St. Paul Saints faced Columbus on the field. All the while, Seigo using the moment to raise money for Special Olympics Minnesota.
We had 6 of our Special Olympics athletes run with Seigo. They were only supposed to run a lap each, but they loved it so much it just kept on running.
Towards left field is Seigo.
Dozens and dozens of supporters lined the final lap as he crossed the finish line to roaring applause.
Got me emotional too, like when I was running by and people jamming on.
A crowning achievement for many, though Seigo isn't ready to slow down.
I'm just gonna keep doing it.
In St. Paul, Ashley Graham's WCCO News.
When he was done, he says all he wanted was a hot dog, and he got just that. A foot-long version of the Saints' Land of 10,000 Calories dog. And man, did he ever deserve it. Crush that. Many high schoolers have spent the last month picking out dresses and getting their hair ready for prom, but what about some older seniors? Photojournalist Joanne Ryan takes us to the waters of Plymouth, where residents got to enjoy a very special dance.
It's prom season for high school, so why not bring prom back to our seniors? I mean, they all had fun at prom, so may as well bring it up to today's day and age. I'm sure it'll be talk all of tomorrow and like going into the weekend as well. So I'm excited. They're gonna have so much fun.
I have never been, even when I was young, I've never been to a prom. So this is very, very, very special to me. Very special. I'll drink to that.
This photo was taken at my junior senior prom, and the theme was Mexican holiday. Looking forward to seeing all the people's outfits that they come in and socialize with everyone.
The first time I've ever done a senior prom for all of our seniors here at the Waters of Plymouth. It's super exciting, an opportunity for them to be able to hear some songs that are a blast from the past, and it's just awesome.
And how about one last round of applause for our prom king and our prom queen.
I know I'm getting old, but I still feel young inside, and I still think it's thanks to all of this and all the people here. The Waters of Plymouth.
Chasing our dreams often comes with a good dose of dedication. Photojournalist Tony Peterson and Derek James introduce us to a St. Paul artist who embodies that word, the word dedication, and does so in the face of what some may consider a challenge.
It's like a puzzle, it's you just gotta find each piece, which one you should put in first.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. For Michael Shea, that's literally true.
Instead of a brushstroke, it's lines and typography. So
Shea's passion for art started when he was 4.
He used to draw watercolor paints, used to draw on the chalk on the sidewalk.
Today, at age 33, he's a successful graphic artist and designer. Typography and fonts are his specialty.
Okay, what if I take every album title and take every font style try to replicate the font style each album he released and put it onto his famous symbol.
But the road for Mike wasn't easy. He was diagnosed with autism around age 8.
There was points when I was very young, couldn't speak. I had a speak coach. There was a lot of challenges.
Challenges he overcame with the support of his family and his own determination. Now his work is in high-profile places, like the home of the Vikings, U.S. Bank Stadium.
He's been such a blessing for us. Like we always say, he made our family better.
He has vision. He can see stuff that nobody else sees, and he turns it into a fabulous piece of art, which is so much fun.
An art of focus honed by his ability to use his autism to his advantage.
It just kept driving me to keep getting better and just driving to find my talent and skill and just not to give up.
With photojournalist Tony Peterson, Derek James, WCCO News.
Reading books can be a great escape. That's ringing true at Shakopee Prison, where inmates are voting on the next book that America should read. Photojournalist Tony Peterson and Adam Duxter take us inside.
Freedom begins with a book.
It's mid-morning at the Minnesota Correctional Facility in Shakopee. A group of incarcerated women and one man are discussing and judging books.
Let's talk about it. Let's dig in.
Created by Freedom Reads, a nonprofit organization in Connecticut, the Inside Literary Prize is the first major U.S. book award decided exclusively by incarcerated readers. It began in 2023.
They read 5 books that come directly from the National Book Award, translated fiction and fiction, and at the end of it all, basically, we're gonna vote for which book the world deserves to read.
Hundreds of incarcerated people from prisons across the country fill out the judging forms after thorough discussion amongst their peers.
I have type of escapism because I can get into a book and everything around me disappears.
The goal is to bring contemporary, thought-provoking literature into correctional facilities, giving the incarcerated population a voice in the national cultural conversation. Besides the contest, Freedom Reads wants to install prison libraries with 500 paperback books each.
Our goal is to put one of these Freedom Libraries in every prison, in every housing unit within every prison in America.
Fred Gore with Freedom Reads says they've already installed about 700 libraries in 17 states. Today, 8 more being installed right here in the Shakopee prison.
I feel like a lot of us in here and even outside of here, we're always like stuck in this in-between of our real selves and the people that we want everybody else to see or the people that people want us to be.
Instead of being judged, it's an opportunity for incarcerated readers to be the judge.
That concludes our book discussion. We did it, guys. Woo!
In Shakopee, with photojournalist Tony Peterson, Adam Duxter, WCCO News.
Something rare, very rare. There's a less than 1% chance that a pregnant woman will have more than 2 babies at the same time. A story now of true surprise and true resilience.
Down came the rain and oh, not so happy. What should we do?
So tell me about the moment you heard triplets.
Shock. I think my husband and I just truly went silent for a little bit, and then we were both happy. I think I just froze, and he immediately went in the ultrasound room planning mode of like, we need a bigger car, we need a bigger house, well, what are we gonna do?
But having an insta-big family would come with big risk for Rose, the South Minneapolis mom-to-be.
Exactly.
Did you always feel on edge?
Unfortunately, yes. I feel like there was never a moment where we could say, ooh, we're kind of safe and just riding the wave and letting them cook. We kind of were always at a point of watch for any strange little thing, feeling or anything going on.
Something did feel strange on a night in April 2025.
It was a very, very subtle sign, wasn't feeling too off at all, but decided to go get checked out at the hospital, and they were born 3 or 4 hours after we got there.
3 babies delivered at just 23 weeks, each weighing just over a pound. Patty, Evie, and Charlie. Do you remember your first happy moment with them?
Just a day or so into them being born, we were able to start helping with what's their cares, is called their cares. So in their little isolette, we can go in and help change their little diaper, give them hand hugs, and kind of start to make, even that tiniest little physical connection with them. You have kind of an instant connection, but that really solidified that, these were our little babies and we were gonna be able to fight for them.
Even those little touches matter.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
The NICU became home, and then, about 2 months into their stay, little Patty left this world. Losing Patty. What words do you have about that?
That was the saddest moment of my husband and I's lives so far. We know that he fought and was so brave and ultimately was able to kind of, in his own tiny way, tell us it was time to let go. You could kind of tell that his fight was gone in terms of not even reacting to us, moving, giving us his cute, sweet little gestures. And we knew that we shouldn't try to push his little body anymore. We took a lot of peace in the deep sadness, the peace that he told us it was that time, or we could tell it was the time. And then on the flip side, we also knew like he had his brother and sister to keep fighting for. And so we came back the next day to the NICU and just into the same nursery and had to keep fighting for them.
But walking back in with one less child.
Yeah. Yep. Hardest thing we'll ever do. And at the same time, the NICU became our family. You know, they took care of our kids and in a way taught us how to love these little kids.
It was also a launching pad. Evie got released from the NICU after 6 months. Charlie after 8. Home in time for Christmas.
She fully went back to look at me and was smiling. It was so cute. Should we do some yogurt? This is my plate. Yeah. She just looked at it. We're like, I'm hungry.
It seems they've had some pretty remarkable progress.
Absolutely. For being multiples born at 23 weeks, they've done amazingly.
She's trying so hard.
Evie's our little absolute spitfire. She will make her opinion known about every little thing.
Which one?
She's doing awesome in terms of, you know, starting to roll, sit up, and kind of hitting those physical milestones. She's the most social little girl and is, I think, you know, her awareness is far and beyond even what mine might be.
You are so strong.
Mr. Charlie was born with a pretty severe brain bleed and has hydrocephalus, and so that is, he cannot drain fluid from his brain on his own, so he has a shunt to do that for him. Yeah. So, you know, his prognosis is even a little bit more uncertain about, you know, cerebral palsy and things like that. But he's showing us amazing things and that his brain is healing in its own way and he's kind of forging his own path. That they're much tougher than I am. So
now they will celebrate.
Happy birthday to you.
On the same day, they celebrated their birthday while still celebrating their brother. He'll always be part of
our
triplets.
family. They're triplets, exactly. They'll always be triplets. They'll always know that, and he was the oldest. They'll always know, you know, their older brother, Patty.
You will always hold both.
Exactly. That's just going to be a little bit of part of our life now, but we can turn that into, you know, using that as celebration, inspiration, gratitude.
And it seems like you have a lot of gratitude.
A lot of gratitude. Every step of this experience could have gone wrong in 1 million additional ways as to where it already did, and because of our team at the NICU, our team here at Gillette, our huge system of support with our family and friends, you know, we're in a very good spot right now.
Scoot, 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 scoot.
And to think this is only just the beginning.
E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm, he had a bee.
That's a wrap on another episode of Good News here on WCCO. You can find more of these on our YouTube page or by joining us live on TV Sunday mornings at 7 a.m. We're also always streaming on CBS News Minnesota and WCCO.com. Enjoy today.